All right. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Grok and ChatGPT. The way I see it is that these tools are my virtual shoulder mate. And when I say shoulder mate, it's really that you can ask these tools more or less anything today. I don't know if you saw, but end of last year was Elon Musk, some other guys like Sam Altman from AI and so on, were out saying that we basically run out of human knowledge. So everything that we ever imagined as humans has now been trained into training data for AI. So even all genome of all living species and all extinct species, including dinosaurs and stuff, have been put into AI. So you can ask anything, basically. And to make it really practical, when we say you can ask anything, this is Reid Hoffman, one of the co-founders of LinkedIn. He shared this, that a guy had written on Reddit. He had a problem with jaw clicking. So when he spoke, his jaws were clicking, and he went to doctors, to dentists, etc. for 5 years. No one could solve the problem. He asked ChatGPT, and a minute later, his problem was solved. And then he shared that on Reddit, and it sort of blew up here a couple of weeks ago. But it's a very good example of what Anders said before as well. You have a problem with your cat or your rabbit or whatever. Ask these tools; they might have a solution for it. You can give it tasks. So this I think is really fun. Genspark is also one of these tools. Make me $1 million analysis of Goldman Sachs level on the tariff wars and what the outcome likely is going to be, etc. 10 minutes later, you have a professional presentation about it. So you can take it really, really far. The way I go about these tools on a weekly basis is a bit simpler. I do a lot of code stuff, so I'm not a developer, but with AI I can code. So I do that. I compile and organize a lot of unorganized data. So I have perhaps some data in an Excel sheet that I need to analyze. Perfect for that. Can summarize things that have happened online, really as an alternative to Google search as well for me, Grok nowadays. ChatGPT, as Alexander was showing, really good at images, but translations as well. Legal interpretations, things that Sophie spoke about before, they're really good at that. Excel formulas, extremely good as well. Taking pictures of things, so you might sit with your kids trying to solve a math problem, take a picture of the math problem, and they say, explain it like I'm 15, and it will do it. And it will do it better than you would ever do it. And it's really interesting because you see some schools now, for example, applying AI, and you turn average student into excellent students just because you get a tailor-made tutor that teaches you the way you need to be taught, which is impossible for any teacher to do. So it's fascinating, and you can take it really, really far. The only thing you have to think about and remember when you work with these tools is that they do hallucinate. So it's good if you know something about the subject that you are having a conversation about, because otherwise you can end up like this lawyer here who basically sent in a legal brief to a court in the US, riddled with laws that don't exist and cases that never existed and so on, because they had used GenAI to create these briefs. So yeah, you have to have some sort of knowledge around the subject in order to be able to sort of fact check it a little bit. But keep that in mind and then go wild. When it comes to prompting, as Alexander was saying, now you can actually ask the tools for a good prompt. So I often do that if I'm not really certain on how I should prompt it, because I've done it before, I ask. So in this case, what would be a good prompt for asking you to create a custom coded workflow action in HubSpot? Then it would tell you exactly, okay, I need a trigger event, the action to perform, the input parameters, and so on. And then you create the prompt, and then you have a much better outcome than you would if you would to try to do it yourself. And if you want sort of an anatomy of a good prompt, as Alexander was saying before, you don't really need it because now you can ask about it, but it's good to have in the back of your heads. Tell it what it should be. So you are a doctor that, or you are an expert in this context. So what the background, why am I asking this question? The task to do, the format of the output. So do I want an Excel sheet, or do I want a table, or do I want a Word document, or what do I want? Examples, if you have that. Also, you can control the tone if you want, so formal or funny or whatever it is. And also if you have some warnings, so like do recognize that there is another thing called the same thing, so I'm not meaning that, I mean this, and so on. Then you can input that as well. And it doesn't need to be longer than this. This is a good prompt. So I have a task for you. Let's see, I see you don't have computers, so I guess we'll have to decide. You can do on your phones as well. Otherwise, we just save a few minutes on it and move on to the next one. But this task is to create an elevator pitch for an imaginary product. So let's imagine that you now have a software product that helps businesses automate customer service responses. So you save time, improve response consistency, enhance satisfaction. You give the task to Grok or ChatGPT to create a sales pitch for this. And basically what you want it to do is to highlight benefits, unique selling points, and what value is added. And when you do this, 8 minutes is either a lot of time or very little time. And it really depends on how you decide to go about this task. If you want to, you can send your result to me. I can check it out and see if I have any thoughts I can share. But yeah, otherwise, that's it from me. Next. Thank you.
Yes.